Hello, today we're going to be talking about how to give descriptive feedback to our students in Seesaw. Just a reminder that Seesaw is really targeted at little kids, elementary students. It can be used for other grade levels. So we're going to primarily focus on the elementary, but no, it can be used for some of the older grade levels as well. So the very first place I would want to give feedback to my students that can help them in this time of remote learning would be to review my unapproved post. So I have it set in my settings up here at the top right that my students cannot post anything without my approval. I really like that. Then I can control what the students are seeing and doing so that we can have good exemplars out there in their journal, because as soon as I approve it, it's going to appear here in their journal. So I'm going to click review here. And I'm going to pull up an assignment. Now, this assignment was to draw a mammal and then give me 2 examples as to why that is a mammal. So I'm going to give my feedback to my student. So I want to let the student know that I've seen their work, and drawing hello, while I'm glad that they gave me a submission, is not following the directions. So I'm going to give them that specific feedback, and then I'm going to actually send it back to the student. So it's not going to end up in the journal, and that they're going to get this and they can go back and edit it. Then I have another student here who I want to give some feedback to. So I'm going to go ahead and go comment here. Okay, so I'm going to thank the student. Again, I want to be really positive with my students. I want to give them the feedback that they drew a nice animal for me, but that they didn't give the 2 reasons why this is a mammal. They need to say things like give me milk, or give me other things, which I can give them that descriptive feedback as well if I think that there's a gap there. But I think for this student, she just did not give me the full assignment. And actually, I know, because I've seen some of these kind of come in, that this is a very common comment. So I'm going to grab this comment, and instead of typing the same thing over and over again, I'm going to post this comment to the student, and I'm going to approve this just because they did the nature of the assignment. It's okay if other students can see this, but I would like them to go back and do the work, which they can do. So I'm going to go ahead and approve that. I have another comment here. It's going to be the same thing, right? We see these same things come from our students over and over again, that they make the same mistake. So I'm going to give the same feedback here. Again, I'm going to approve it because remote learning, I just really want some work from there. And then now I have a different one here. And for this one, I'm actually going to give some verbal feedback. So if I have little kids, it's probably not a good idea to give them my descriptive feedback as just a written form, right? My kinders might not be able to read all of my feedback. So this one, I'm going to give my descriptive feedback via a recording, and you can see how easily that goes. Thank you, Daniel, very much for your submission. I'm glad that you came to class today. I noticed that you drew a smiley face, which is a really great smiley face, but the assignment was to give me a mammal, and they give me 2 reasons why this is a mammal. You can say things like mammals give milk to their young, or mammals give live birth. Please choose a mammal and tell me why your mammal is a mammal. Thank you very much. So that's my verbal feedback to the student. Just like that, I can just take 30 seconds, give my feedback to my student. I'm going to hit the check mark here. Boom, they have that great feedback. And this one, since it was just a smiley face, I don't want other students to see that example of work. I really want them to see good quality exemplars in our journal. So I'm going to give that feedback and send it back. Now, here's my canned comment again, my comment that I'm just going to keep giving over and over again. That's fine. That's a very nice little wolf or a dog. I'm going to approve it here. And here's another type of activity. So my student was supposed to draw a coordinate plane here. They did give me a nice audio description here. And So she says, this is my drawing, gives me that feedback. Okay, that's great. So then I can give a comment here and say, thank you for including your verbal response along with a written response and a drawing. I really appreciate that. I can give that feedback as well. And I just want to point out here that I do have my comments for other students' work turned on here so that I can approve what my students are saying to each other. So I make sure that they are giving appropriate feedback to them, each other, and not saying anything inappropriate. So I'm going to go ahead and approve that. I do want to show you too, like an exemplar work. So something that I already posted to my journal here would be a comment from this teacher. And so I would come in here and say, so I gave kind of a generic feedback, but then I gave some very specific feedback too. That it's a visual representation of the problem. So that could be my comment to the student. If you're working in the co-teaching environments, maybe somebody else is approving and you want to do the commenting, this is how you could do it, is by posting that on journals, or you can actually have multiple teachers post feedback on one student's work by being the co-teachers. If you have any questions about feedback, that's something great to talk to your leadership about. If it's something technical, you can reach out to any of us regional digital coaches and we are happy to help. Thank you very much.